Welcome back to Talk About It in English, the channel that helps you talk about real life in clear, natural English. Today we are building the exact three-part script you need for perhaps the most high-pressure conversation you will ever have. Imagine sitting on that cold paper in the clinic exam room. Your heart is racing. The doctor rushes in, looks at her watch, and asks rapidly, "So, tell me exactly what is going on," and your mind just goes blank.
I have actually been there. I remember walking into a clinic when I was living abroad with a terrible fever, and when the doctor asked me to describe it, I panicked and just pointed at my throat and said fire, which was not helpful at all.
By the end of this episode, you will have a clear, calm formula to describe any symptom so the doctor understands you perfectly and can give you the help you need.
That story is embarrassing now, but at the time it was genuinely scary. I knew the word for throat and I knew the word for hot, but I did not have the structure to explain what was actually happening to me.
That is the problem with medical English. Most textbooks teach you the nouns. They teach you head, stomach, leg, and maybe the word headache, but a doctor cannot diagnose you with just a noun.
Right. If I walk in and say, my stomach, that could mean I ate bad sushi, or it could mean my appendix is about to burst. Those are two very different situations requiring very different treatments.
Exactly. And because doctors are often in a rush, or because we feel intimidated by the white coat and the sterile smell of the hospital, we tend to simplify our language. We revert to baby talk. We say, "It hurts here."
And then we leave the appointment feeling frustrated because we know we didn't explain the full picture.
So we are going to fix that today. We are going to build a symptom script. It has 3 parts. If you memorize the structure, you can fill in the blanks for almost any sickness or injury.
I love a good script. It stops the panic. What is the first part?
The first part is the texture of the pain.
The texture? Like fabric?
In a way, yes. Pain is not just bad. It has a specific feeling, a specific quality. In English, we use very specific adjectives to tell the doctor what the pain feels like inside. Using the wrong adjective can actually lead the doctor down the wrong path.
Okay, so we need to move beyond just saying it hurts. What are the main textures we need to know?
There are 3 big ones that cover about 90% of problems. The first one is throbbing.
Throbbing. Throbbing.
Yes, a throbbing pain is one that has a rhythm. It beats. It usually matches your heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, I know that feeling. I usually get that if I have a really bad headache, specifically a migraine. It feels like there is a little drummer inside my head.
Exactly. That is a classic throbbing pain. But you can also have it in your finger. Have you ever slammed your finger in a car door?
Unfortunately, yes. And immediately after, it feels like the finger is twice as big as it actually is, and it pulses.
That is throbbing. So if you tell a doctor, "I have a throbbing pain in my head," they immediately start thinking about blood flow, blood pressure, or migraines. It gives them a clue that "it hurts" does not give.
Okay, so throbbing is for pulsing rhythmic pain. What is the second texture?
The second one is sharp, or stabbing.
That sounds intense.
It is. A sharp pain is sudden. It happens quickly, usually when you move, and it feels like a knife or a needle. It is not a rhythm, it is a spike.
I see. So if I twist my ankle while playing football and I try to stand on it, that shock of pain would be sharp.
Perfect example. You would say, "It's a sharp pain when I put weight on it." Or if you have a stomach issue that feels like sudden cramps that double you over, you might describe that as a stabbing pain.
Stabbing sounds very traumatic. Is it okay to use that word with a doctor?
Yes, absolutely. It does not mean you are actually being stabbed. It describes the sensation. It tells the doctor the pain is acute and specific, not general.
Okay, and the third one?
The third one is the opposite of sharp. It is dull, or sometimes we call it an ache.
A dull pain. This is the background noise pain, right?
Yes, it is not a spike. It is a heavy, low-level pain that just stays there. It might not make you cry out, but it makes you tired because it never goes away.
I feel like a lot of back pain is like this. After I sit in my office chair for 8 hours, I don't have a sharp pain, but I have this deep, heavy feeling in my lower back.
Exactly. That is a dull ache. And here's a warning, James. Many English learners think that because the word is dull, it means it is not serious, so they don't mention it.
Oh, really?
Yes, they wait for the pain to become sharp, but a dull ache in your chest or your stomach can be a sign of something very serious that is developing slowly. You need to tell the doctor.
So the script would be, "Doctor, I have a dull ache in my lower back."
Perfect. So we have throbbing for rhythmic pressure, sharp for sudden spikes, and dull for heavy, constant background pain.
That already feels much more professional than just pointing and saying ouch.
It changes the power dynamic in the room. You sound like a partner in your health, not just a victim of it.
Okay, so I have described the texture. What is the second part of our symptom script?
The second part is the timeline. And James, this is where almost every intermediate learner makes a grammar mistake that confuses the doctor.
I think I know what you are going to say. Is it the battle between since and for?
It is exactly that battle. And in a medical context, getting this wrong helps nobody.
I hear this all the time. Someone says, I am sick since 3 days.
Yes, and that is incorrect. Or they say, I am sick for Tuesday. Also incorrect.
So let's clean this up. Because when you are sick, your brain is foggy. You don't want to be conjugating verbs in your head. You want a pattern you can trust.
Right. The doctor needs to know two things. When did it start, and is it still happening?
Usually the answer is yes, it is still happening. Otherwise, I wouldn't be at the doctor.
True. So, we use the present perfect tense. But don't worry about the grammar name, just remember this bridge. You are bridging the past to right now.
Okay, give me the template.
If you want to talk about the duration, the total amount of time, you use for.
For 3 days, for a week, for 2 hours.
Yes, but you must put I have had this or I have felt this in front of it. I have had this pain for 3 days.
I have had this pain for 3 days, not I have this pain for 3 days.
Correct. I have this pain implies it is only happening now. I have had tells the story of the last 3 days. It tells the doctor this is an ongoing problem.
Okay, and if I want to point to the starting moment?
Then you use since, and you use a specific point in time, a day, a date, or an event. Since Tuesday, since I woke up, since breakfast. Exactly. I have had this pain since Tuesday.
Can I just say it started? That seems easier.
You absolutely can, and sometimes simpler is better. It started 3 days ago. That is past simple. It is clean, it is clear, and it works perfectly.
It started 3 days ago versus I have had it for 3 days. Both are good?
Both are excellent. The only thing you must avoid is mixing them. Do not say it started for 3 days. That sounds like the pain began, lasted 3 days, and then stopped.
Which would mean I am cured and I should go home.
Exactly. The doctor needs to know the timeline to understand the urgency. A sharp pain that started 5 minutes ago is a medical emergency. A dull pain that started 5 months ago is a chronic condition. The treatment is totally different.
So step 1 is texture. It is a sharp pain. Step 2 is timeline. It started 2 hours ago. We are building a really clear picture here.
We are, but there is one more piece of the puzzle. The doctor needs a clue about what causes the pain. This is step 3, the impact or the trigger.
This is the what makes it worse question?
Yes, doctors are detectives. They need clues. If your stomach hurts, that could be anything. But if your stomach hurts when you eat, that is a clue. If it hurts when you breathe, that is a totally different clue.
So we need a sentence structure to connect the action to the pain.
The easiest structure is, it gets worse when I, or it hurts when I.
It hurts when I bend over.
It hurts when I take a deep breath.
It hurts when I eat spicy food.
Precisely. This is vital information. I once had a student who had terrible back pain. He went to the doctor and just said, back pain. The doctor gave him painkillers.
Did it work?
No, because the pain only happened when he was sleeping. It turned out he needed a new mattress, not medicine, but he didn't tell the trigger.
He didn't say it hurts when I lie down.
Exactly. So step 3 is giving the doctor the context. You can also use the negative. It keeps me from.
It keeps me from sleeping. It keeps me from walking.
This shows the severity. If you say, I have a headache, the doctor might think you were just stressed. If you say, I have a throbbing headache and it keeps me from looking at bright lights, the doctor knows you have a migraine. That detail about the lights changes the diagnosis completely. It does. It shows the functional impact of the pain on your life.
Before we put this all together into the final script, I want to ask about something that always happens to me. The doctor asks questions while I am explaining, and I lose my place.
That is normal. A medical interview is a two-way street. But if you have your 3 steps prepared, texture, timeline, trigger, you can always find your way back.
It is like a safety anchor.
Exactly. And speaking of safety anchors, if you are enjoying this breakdown of real-life English, you should double-check that you are subscribed to the channel. We don't just teach words here. We teach you how to handle the situations that actually happen to you, whether that is at the doctor, the bank, or a job interview.
We have some great topics coming up about talking to landlords and handling car repairs, so hitting that subscribe button is a good way to make sure you don't miss those practical guides.
So, let's assemble our symptom script. We have our 3 parts. Let's see how they sound together. James, let's role-play a few scenarios.
Okay, I'm ready. I will be the patient. You be the doctor.
Scenario 1. You have had a bad stomach issue for a few days. Use the script.
Okay. Doctor,
I have a sharp, stabbing pain in my stomach. It started about 2 days ago after I ate dinner, and it gets worse when I stand up straight.
Wow, that is incredibly clear. As a doctor, I immediately know where to look. I know it's not just a general ache. I know the timeline, and the fact that standing up makes it worse tells me it might be muscular or something stretching.
It felt good to say it that way. I didn't have to search for words. I just filled in the blanks.
Let's try another one. Scenario 2. You hurt your shoulder at the gym.
Okay. Doctor, I have a dull ache in my right shoulder. I have had it for about 3 weeks. It doesn't really hurt when I sit still, but it hurts when I try to lift my arm above my head.
Perfect. You gave me the texture, dull ache, the timeline for 3 weeks, and the trigger, lifting the arm. Now I know it is likely a chronic injury, probably a tendon issue, and not a broken bone.
And notice I didn't use any fancy medical Latin words. I didn't say tendinitis or inflammation. I just described the reality.
That is a key point, James. You do not need to diagnose yourself. That is the doctor's job. Your job is to describe the evidence. The symptom script is the evidence.
What about if I don't know the trigger? What if it just hurts all the time?
Then you state that in the third step. You say it is constant, or nothing makes it better or worse. That is also a clue.
I have a throbbing headache. It started this morning. It is constant.
Short, punchy, effective.
There is one more thing doctors always ask, which is the scale.
Ah, yes, on a scale of 1 to 10.
This is confusing because my 10 might be different from your 10.
It is subjective, but here is a quick guide. 1 to 3 is mild. You notice it, but you can work. 4 to 6 is moderate. It distracts you. Maybe you need a painkiller. 7 to 9 is severe. You cannot focus on anything else. You might be crying or unable to move.
And 10?
10 is the worst pain imaginable. Usually, if you're at a 10, you cannot even talk to the doctor. You are unconscious or screaming.
So I should probably avoid saying it is a 10 unless my leg is falling off.
Right. If you walk in calmly drinking a coffee and say, "My pain is a 10, the doctor will not believe you. It damages your credibility. Be honest. It is a 6 or a 7 is still very serious.
That helps. I think we sometimes exaggerate because we want the doctor to take us seriously.
That is why the descriptive adjectives from step 1 are better than numbers. Stabbing is more descriptive than 7. Throbbing tells more of a story than 5.
I have a question about location. Sometimes the pain moves. How do I say that?
Oh, that is a great advanced detail. The verb you need is radiate.
Radiate, like radiation?
Yes, like the sun radiating heat. It means the pain starts in one place and travels to another.
So the pain starts in my back and radiates down my leg.
Exactly. That is a very specific medical pattern called sciatica. If you use the word radiate, the doctor will be very impressed. But more importantly, they will treat you much faster.
It starts in my chest and radiates to my left arm.
That is the classic heart attack description. Knowing that verb could literally save your life.
It is amazing how just 3 or 4 sentences can change the whole appointment.
It really does. I want to address the emotional side of this for a moment. When we are sick, we feel small. We feel like children, especially in a second language.
Absolutely. You feel vulnerable. You worry that if you make a grammar mistake, they will laugh at you, or worse, ignore you.
But when you go in with a script, you have armor. You have a structure. You are not searching for words.
It allows you to focus on the answer, not the question.
And it helps the doctor. Doctors are scientists. They like data. When you give them texture, timeline, trigger, you are speaking their language. You are giving them structured data.
They don't have to dig for it. They don't have to play guessing games.
Right. And that means they have more time to think about the cure rather than trying to figure out what you are saying.
So let's review the full formula one more time before we go.
Step 1. The texture. Is it throbbing, rhythmic, sharp, sudden, or dull, constant?
Step 2. The timeline. It started time ago, or I have had it for duration.
Step 3. The trigger. It hurts when or it keeps me from.
And if you can, add the location or if it radiates.
And be honest about the severity on the 1 to 10 scale.
I feel like I need to write this down.
That is actually my challenge for you today. Do not just watch this video and nod. I want you to open the Notes app on your phone right now.
Seriously, pause the video if you have to. Create a new note called Doctor Script.
Write down 1. Adjective, 2. Timeline, 3. Trigger.
And maybe add the words throbbing, sharp, dull right there in the note.
Next time you are sick, or your child is sick, or your partner is sick, you do not have to think. You do not have to panic. You just open your phone and read the script.
It is like having a cheat sheet for an exam, but the exam is your health.
It is one of the most valuable things you can carry in your pocket.
I hope you don't have to use it soon, but if you do, you will be ready.
Thanks for joining us today. Stay healthy, speak clearly, and we will see you in the next one.
Take care, everyone.